Yo, we rolling deep, let's dive into the fright. Hit that play button, we review every bite. From horror flicks that give you chills at night to games that thrill, yeah, we get it right. Remember that, step back, hold tight. We'll dissect every scare, keep the vibe right. Remember that, we're here to expose the thrills, the chills where the dark wind blows. From pixels on screens to the sound that glows. Join us forever, that's how the story goes.
All right, guys, we're going to hop on here tonight and do a little, awesomely bad movie since we got a couple people out. Bryson and Brent are not with us tonight, so we thought we'd get on here and have a little fun and do a light-hearted movie tonight. One of our awesomely bad movies that may be up for the Werewolf Nipple Award next year. You never know. But the movie we're going to do tonight is called Alligator. It was made in 1980, and it is an independent horror film that was directed by Louis Teague and written by John Salas. It stars Robert Forster, Robin Riker, and Michael V. Gazzo. It also includes an appearance by actress Sue Lyon in her last screen role. The film is set in Chicago and follows a police officer as a reptile expert who track an enormous, ravenous, man-eating alligator flushed down the toilet years earlier that is attacking residents after escaping the city's sewers. Now, guys, this is obviously an awesome, award-winning movie, so just give me your initial thoughts of this movie.
That's a plot and a half right there.
That's a plot and a half.
That's a plot and a half right there. So, isn't there like some kind of urban legend or something about alligators and sewers? And how you're not supposed to
I think so. I think I've heard that, yeah.
So, this thing, it gets flushed down the toilet. The girl that gets it from wherever she got it, the zoo or whatever.
It's some kind of alligator wrestling show or something.
After a dude just got his leg bit off just about.
That's what I was going to say, man. This movie starts out, you're at this Florida alligator sideshow that's going on, and, I didn't come into this movie with very high hopes. I'm not going to lie. But as I'm watching this actor, he's in this muddy water and he's walking up to this crocodile. Then he completely steps on this random log that's in the water and falls, and this crocodile just starts gnawing on his leg. And the guy that's announcing he's like, "You wanted to see some wrestling? You got some wrestling now," or something like that. And he says, "Don't worry, folks. Even the alligators win every now and then." And then they're just carrying the dude out. And he goes, "Don't worry, guys. He'll be back up on his feet by next week," and all this other good stuff. But I just wonder if these little sideshows actually happen like that, man, because that would be insane to go watch somebody get their leg eat off and some guy that's, smoking a cigarette while he's announcing this thing is just like, "Oh, he'll be all right, rub some dirt on it, and he'll be back in here next week."
I would say if this happened, people would run and
That
scream.
is what would happen if people around here would wrestle alligators.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, when this movie started,
that's exactly what I expect.
I knew what kind of film it was going to be. Whenever the little girl, she goes and gets like a baby alligator from this guy who's selling it at the zoo, and they bring it home. She goes to school, and the dad, he gets mad because apparently, even though this thing has been in an enclosure the whole entire time and definitely has no means of escaping, he says, "That dang alligator has poop behind the dryer. There's alligator droppings behind the dryer." Like,
I missed why he was so pissed off about the alligator being there.
I missed there were alligator droppings. I'm like, how do you know what that even looks like, dude?
So the alligator got out, poop behind the dryer. Okay.
And I'm going to flush it down the toilet now.
Because it was like, so it seemed like it was the very next day, right? So the little girl goes to school. And because she bought it right in front of her daddy. Like, it's not like she snuck off and got this alligator after he told her no.
He had to probably have been the one that paid for it, He probably paid for it.
And so the next thing, the next scene, she's like talking to the alligator and she's petting it and she's talking about how much she loves it. And, she even names it and all this stuff. And then the very next scene, the dad is like, "We got to get rid of this alligator. This alligator's crazy." And then he takes it and flushes it down the toilet, and I'm going, dude, you just bought that thing for her yesterday. Why are you so mad?
Yeah. Can I also add, like, the concept of buying a pet alligator? You know, you're not going to get it's not like going to Myrtle Beach and getting one of the crabs. You can get like a hermit crab. It's not like getting like a little turtle. You know, this alligator is going to be massive and a killer. So, like, as an adult, how the heck do you even say, yeah, I'm going to buy my kid an alligator?
It makes no sense.
What's the end game there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the end game? It's like, yeah, you're going to buy this little alligator until it gets up, you know,
see,
6, 7, 8 feet long.
What they could have done is if they would have had, like, because, you know, we know what happens eventually. The alligator gets flushed. There's Slade Industries who has been experimenting on dogs and putting all their corpses and their waste into the sewers, and so the alligator basically gets contaminated by it and grows. They could have just, I mean, the movie takes place in Chicago, so like there's not alligators up in Chicago. So, you know, I'm just, I don't know. There may have been a better way to do that, but I could not wrap my mind around that initial like concept. I was like, okay, like they're just gonna buy this little girl an alligator. So,
and not only that, they had a bunch of them. There was a bunch of people were buying them, dude. It's like,
yes,
remember they were $10 a piece. He was like, yeah, get your baby alligators, $10. And I was like,
bro, I'm good. That thing's, I don't care how much you tame. Like, those alligators, their instinct's gonna be to bite you, dude. Like, they're gonna want to eat you. There's no shot.
So this alligator survives getting flushed down the toilet. And like Cade was saying, there's some kind of lab that's doing tests on animals and dogs and stuff like that. So while they're supposed to be disposing of these animals and having them cremated and doing everything humanely, in reality, what they're doing is they're paying some old guy to take them down to the local sewer, throw them down there in the sewer. Well, guess what? That's a buffet for Raymond, or alligator buddy here.
Ramon.
So, you're Ramon, yeah, Raymond.
Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah, so he's just down there buffeting it out,
Man,
just growing up and living his best life.
What a creepy guy too. Like, we do like the 12-year time skip to get to 1980.
Yeah.
And the cop goes to the store because for some reason his dog got kidnapped, and he's like confused. Like, he says, yeah, my dog got kidnapped. I'm just getting another dog. And that dude just like walks in there and he's like, he starts talking about his hair. He's like, you got the same problem I do. And he's like, he's like, yeah, I'm balding. And the guy's like, dude, just shut up. And like, I love how they just talk about that in the movie. Like, it's a sensitive topic for him. Even later on, the woman brings it up and he's pissed about it. But that dude was a creeper. He was weird.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was weird. He's going to go drop off his dead animals and the alligator. So the alligator, nothing about this movie is logical anyway, but the alligator wouldn't even have survived the sewer rats. The sewer rats would have got that baby alligator, quick. But the alligator got lucky. It did start feasting on all of the contaminated dead animals that were being thrown into the sewer, and it did grow from whatever combination that contamination.
Yeah, some accelerated like growth hormone, because that woman, she lost her dog, and then they found the corpse of the dog, and the dog was like 10 times the size of what it was before. But it was the exact same dog.
One of the I guess side effects of that growth hormone was insatiable hunger.
Yeah.
So now you've got this 50-foot alligator that's contaminated with whatever this is. Now is hungry all the time and just wants to eat everybody.
Can we just take a second and according to the Wikipedia here, he grew to be 36 feet long.
36.
Could you imagine a 36-foot alligator coming at you, man? That's crazy, man.
That's like as big as that. That's bigger than the Resident Evil 2 alligator.
Yeah, that's like a Godzilla alligator, man.
Yeah, there's no surviving that, man. It's over from there.
And so I want to. Well, I know we're probably jumping ahead, but they get this expert, and she is the little girl that flushed the alligator.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
She's the little girl that's grown up now.
Yeah.
And so the alligator busts through a sidewalk to get out, right? So
oh yeah, that is later on in the movie. Yeah.
And that was so low budget, dude.
Dude, there's a lot of those moments, and like what kind of leads up to like her getting involved is the lead detective. He's kind of gets word that the gentleman who was kidnapping dogs, he kind of finds out something fishy's going on with that guy, and then they actually find his body in the sewers. And then eventually, I don't know for the exact reason as to why, maybe they're looking for more evidence, but him and one of the younger cops he recruits go into the sewer, and they are basically just kind of looking around down there.
I think that guy's name was Kelly.
Dude, yeah, I think his name was Kelly, and I guess
that he loves to chew beach nut. Did you see the big beach nut pack?
Yeah, he was spitting, and he had the big chaw in.
Yeah,
oh, fun, man. You got to be a man to chew that crap, son. I'm telling you what.
Yeah, his partner gets taken out by the alligator, and he actually sees this happen because they're going back up to, I guess, where the that manhole cover is, where the sewage cover, and they're trying to get out, and he gets eaten in front of him. And this detective has a history with losing his partners, so they immediately don't believe his story, even though I guess they believe it enough at first where they go to the university, and that's where we meet the woman who had the baby alligator that got flushed down the toilet as a kid. And then it kind of takes off from there until the only way they believe it is whenever the reporter actually gets some photographs.
Yeah.
And he gets taken out because that reporter was a jerk.
He's being eaten.
Just like,
so
yeah.
the first two kills, when it eats the guy that's the shady dude from the pet store that's dumping the dead dogs, and then also when it eats Officer Kelly, both of those scenes were ambush scenes that kind of was shot like Jaws or something. So here comes the alligator, and it gives a POV of the alligator in a couple of those scenes and stuff. There were a couple of cool shots, but man, this movie was so buddy. It was, man. It was.
I wouldn't even really consider it a B movie. It's more like a straight to video C-class movie, in my opinion.
And it kind of so there were a few actors that were in it that's been in really good stuff. So the detective. If you've ever seen Jackie Brown, I'm pretty sure that the detective was the main guy in Jackie Brown.
Yeah, I knew I'd seen him somewhere before. Movie. Yeah.
And
he was a pretty good actor. I'm not taking nothing from him.
Yeah,
he was the only person in this movie that could act. I'll tell you that much.
He was also in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Breaking Bad.
Was he?
Okay.
I've never seen Breaking Bad.
Was in there when I was looking at some research on the movie.
His boss. The old man with the big bushy eyebrows that were sticking out all over the place.
Yeah. Dude, he had some crazy eyebrows.
He did. He was actually in The Godfather Part 2. He played a guy named Frank Pantangeline and was kind of like a minor boss for the Corleone family. But
cool.
for these people to have been in some really good movies and then all of a sudden they're doing Alligator, I'm going, why, man? You couldn't have come up with a better movie to be in than Alligator? You went from Godfather Part 2 to Alligator.
Well, what year did Jaws come out in?
75.
Jaws was in 75.
75. Because I have to think that they're trying to, catch lightning in a bottle again with the whole, like, Jaws. They're like, what can we do that might be better than Jaws?
Well,
how about an insane alligator,
Orca was another Jaws type movie, and Orca was about the killer whale.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. It's just a Jaws ripoff. It's straight up Jaws ripoff, basically.
Nice. It came out in 77.
Well, this kind of was a Jaws ripoff as well. It was just didn't take place in the ocean.
Yeah.
Dude, don't mess with the orca. Dude, orcas are actually crazy killers.
That's what I'm saying. They're mean, man.
And they're like really smart too.
Bust us off some knowledge there, Daniel. Come on, man.
You
don't want to mess with no orca. They're pretty to look at and everything, but you don't want to be in the water with no orca, man.
This ain't no Free Willy.
Yeah, this is not Free Willy. You will be eaten by the orca.
But that's what Cork and I were talking about before the show is that, the theme, like the soundtrack a little bit, they tried to maybe kind of get some of that inspiration from Jaws with how whenever the alligator appeared, you kind of heard that loud noise. But I'm thinking that after Kelly gets murdered, they go through, they start investigating it a little bit more until what's kind of the final straw? Yeah, it's the reporter
So
when
they
he gets
kind of
eaten.
And
they
didn't
kind of
nobody
track it.
believe him that he was dead because he didn't have a body? They were like, "No, you're kidding, man. He's not really dead."
Nope,
or something
nobody
like
would
that.
believe him.
Yeah.
Even though he was saying this is big old alligator, everybody's like, "Oh no, there's no alligator in the sewer. You're stupid. You're crazy."
Right.
And then the reporter gets killed, and now all of a sudden this camera just miraculously appears in some kind of sewer drain that somebody picks up and gets it to the authorities within 12 hours of this guy getting killed.
Right.
Like that's not possible.
Yeah,
but they get these photos. They go completely Jaws 2, where the divers got a couple of shots of the shark's eye and everything, and nobody would believe Brody. So that whole thing was completely out of Jaws 2. But then they were like, okay, so there is an alligator down there. You're not crazy. Now we're gonna call an alligator hunter. So now the alligator hunter shows up.
Do you see how this compares to Jaws, though? What I'm saying, this is a complete ripoff of Jaws.
Did they get did they get like a SWAT team in first before the hunter showed up and like flushed out the sewer to try to, and then like they ended up not finding it, which kind of made the detective not look as credible. And then I think the detective started to investigate Slade Industries, and then they somehow
and then he got fired.
Because he was pushing them, and then this guy shows up. Or he was supposed to work together. Maybe I'm kind of getting that mixed up a little bit, because I know that
the alligator hunter, got called in before he got fired.
Right.
They, as soon as everybody come walking out of the sewer and nobody found the alligator, and the whole SWAT team was kind of laughing at him and stuff, the detective and his boss actually cut and run. Like they took off in their car, and just drove away. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you're going to have to talk to the press tomorrow," like that was a threat or something. So that's when the alligator hunter got called in, right? It wasn't until later, whenever dude goes to get the girl at the university or whatever, they go to Slade Industries, and they're like asking around and stuff, and they start like putting two and two together, and they're like, okay, so yeah, you've got something to do with this. And then Slade basically shuts him down by getting him fired. No investigation, no nothing, because the owner of Slade was in cahoots with the mayor of Chicago or whatever, and so they were about to lose a big bunch of money. And so they were like, "No, man, we got to fire this guy." So then he talks to his boss, and he was like, "I'm going to need you to give me your shield." And he was like, "Okay." But then he just turned around and walked off. Like they didn't take his gun, they didn't take his shield. Another like a investigator, small time detective, somebody walked up and he was like, "Hey man, are you a detective?" And he was like, "Not anymore," and just takes off walking.
Yeah, dude.
Like, everything he was even went stupid.
To he went to the evidence locker and took the guy that was pretending to be a suicide bomber. He took his equipment and put it in his backpack.
He took his bombs and everything. And like that, if anybody gets fired, they're going to get walked out. This dude did get walked out. Not only did he not get walked out, he didn't get his weapon taken from him. He didn't get his shield taken from him. He was allowed access into an unguarded evidence room where he just walked out with all kinds of bombs and stuff to blow this thing up. Like nothing about this makes any sense.
I'm surprised he wasn't looking for an oxygen tank to shoot you or something like that when he stuck it in his mouth.
And then the crap hits the fan, because now you've got these kids that are playing stickball out in the street, and then all of a sudden this alligator comes crashing up through the concrete.
God,
so you got a concrete sewer, concrete sidewalk up above it. You got a asphalt road. This alligator's like, "Nah, man, I'm just gonna go through it." And so it comes up through it, and it looks like one of those, like I don't even know how they did that. Like it was a made up set. It was like paper mache. Yeah, everything. And this alligator just comes up through it. And the kids they do take off running, but they're taking off running like they've just seen something that they see every day. It's like, oh, yeah, alligator coming up through here. We don't want to get ate, so we're going to run.
Oh, I can't believe that happened again.
Yeah, what? That's crazy. And then the people are talking to the kid, and it was like, well, how big was the alligator? It was as big as an El Dorado. What?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that, kid? And so
like,
then
with his tail,
he looks over at the girl, and he was like, I told you.
So I think that this would be a good time to segue into the trivia portion of the show tonight. Daniel, what do you think?
Cool. Honestly, I've only got like 5 trivia questions.
That'll
maybe
because we're probably not going to know any of them anyhow.
I might not get a single one
probably
correct.
Not. Although I did try to go easy on this one because I didn't know crap about this movie either.
Yeah,
so I was
this was one of those watch movie, nap a little, watch movie, nap a little. You know.
So, all right. The first question is going to be, what was the name of the alligator?
Corky.
Cade.
Corky.
All right. Are we going with Ramon or Raymond? Whichever.
It's Ramon.
All right. Well, at least I got one right tonight.
There you go. Corky got Ramon. Number 2. I thought this one was neat. What was written on the back of the guy's shirt that went into the alley with the alligator hunter? What was written on the back of his shirt?
Oh, I have no idea.
I can see the scene in my mind.
I know.
It's right up our alley, guys. It's right up our alley.
Did it say, remember that?
No.
Oh my God.
It should have. He should have been wearing a Remember That shirt.
They should have.
What would have been? It's not.
I don't know, Cade. You got to guess.
Off the top of my head, I'm guessing it had to be some horror movie, but I don't know what movie it would be from the 80s. Like
I'm guessing a Halloween movie.
You're actually close. It's more general than that. But the what was written across the guy's shirt was the word zombies.
Oh, okay.
Zombies was written across the guy's shirt.
I would have never got that.
So then he goes in there and he watches dude get eat. They even had a name for the alley. It's like Death Alley or something. I can't remember what it was that he said.
Yeah, it was something goofy like
number
that.
3. So we just talked about this one, and I actually didn't mean to do that. But what did the kid compare the size of the alligator to?
Cade.
Oh, I just said it like less than 3 minutes ago. Cade, go.
It's the El Dorado.
It's an El Dorado.
What the freak's an El Dorado, man?
I don't know. He said El Dorado, and it's like
it is.
Is it like an El Camino? Is it like an El Camino?
I don't know. For like the 80s, I don't. It's a Cadillac. It's a certain type of Cadillac.
Bro said an El Dorado.
Cadillac
Must
El
be
Dorado.
A big caddy, then, you know.
It's a big car.
Yeah, it's
I thought it was
Cadillac.
a big car, but I didn't know exactly what kind of make, model, whatever. But anyway, so that was number 3. Number 4. Why did the alligator grow so big? Corky.
He was eating genetically enhanced animals from a, laboratory that was flushing them down the sewer.
Yes, he was. That is exactly right. Genetically altered animals that made the alligator grow.
Yeah, with an insatiable appetite.
Insatiable. His muscles were not totally useless.
No, they were very useful.
They were very useful. Last question in this banger of a movie. How did they kill the alligator? Cade, go.
So our main detective, he basically went into the sewer and he kind of lured the alligator in there with him, and he planted the explosive that he obtained from the police investigate, like
that he illegally obtained from the evidence locker.
Yeah. He blew it up.
That was a. That's what I was going to say. That was a much more descriptive answer than what I went with. I put that they blew it up. You actually saw some of the side of its head kind of explode there.
He planted explosive for like 2 minutes, and he had the methane mask on, and then it got knocked off, so he was sitting there just breathing in all that gas. Just like, this guy's going to die.
Yeah.
And some old woman parks on top of the manhole cover while he's trying to get out. That would be my look.
He couldn't get out. But me and Corky are tied. 2 apiece.
Oh, dang.
Oh, dude. I don't have a tiebreaker question.
We could just end with a tie.
We can end with a tie.
We're just going to end with a tie.
That's a good way to start it out.
Don't worry, that's okay. We can do this.
We'll start the year off with a tie.
Start it off with a tie. So I guess basically where we're at in the movie at this point is the alligator has now busted up through the road with absolutely no motivation. Like, it's been in the sewer now for, what'd they say, 13 years or something? Now all of a sudden it's 12 years. Now all of a sudden it's going to bust up through the road for no reason. Okay, cool. Now the alligator turns into Michael Myers and Jason because it seems to be everywhere at the same time.
It's
like a 50-foot alligator or 36-foot long, 36-foot long alligator just busted up through the street, okay? And now nobody can find it. And so,
how does that happen? Let's just be straight.
I'm going, okay.
I don't know how you have to issue a search party for it. Like, at one point, they think it's in the lake. Then we see them like dropping like dynamite into the lake and trying to intercept it. And I'll also say, like, this is around the same time as one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when the hunter is getting interviewed by some news anchor lady. And he starts like making the mating noises of the alligator. And he's just like, I was like, bro, what is this guy doing?
He's growling at this woman.
Yeah. And she's just like, wow, like that's so impressive. But at one point,
that sounds just like an alligator mating call.
The alligator's hiding in a pool, and that kid gets thrown in by his friends and eaten.
Yeah, they took taking kids out in this movie.
They turned on the light, and that kid knew that he was about to get pushed in with an alligator, and his friends didn't give one crap. They were like, "Arr, matey, you walk the plank." Arr. And then immediately blood is everywhere. And when I saw this as a kid, that scene right there is one of the only ones that I distinctly remember seeing when I was a kid. And so forever, I was scared that there was going to be alligator in the pool. Every time that I went to a pool and I'm swimming, I'm like, man, there's going to be an alligator in here. It's going to kill me. It's going to eat me.
That's me. That was me with Jaws in a pool, dude. I couldn't swim.
Yeah, it was always Jaws for me.
That's funny,
well, I was scared of Jaws too, but yeah. So, then the alligator hunter, he actually is in like this little bar with some dudes that he met from the neighborhood. So he's like, you guys know the neighborhood, so you're going to go hunt this alligator with me. He says, I've got $10 for each of you. And they're all going, oh man, $10. and then the one dude, he was like, no, man, I get 20.
Yeah. This guy's trying to con him. Dude.
So
he knows his worth.
Yeah, he's worth 20. So they take the alligator hunter down to Death Alley or whatever they called it. And they were like, yeah, man, somebody said they saw it go up in here. And he was like, okay, so you're coming with me. And the dudes that only got $10, they're going, no. We showed you where the alley is, right? So then the other dude was like, no, man, I'll meet you guys on the other side. We're going in. And so they go into the alley. And so you see the shadow of the alligator kind of in the alley, and you're going, okay, there's an alligator around that corner. And so there's a cat, so you know the cat's going to live. And the cat did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the cat jumped out of the garbage can. So you had the cat lives in a horror movie trope right there. So the alligator hunter walks up to a huge trash pile and gets straight jacked by this alligator.
Yeah, he does.
And this was like the beginning of, if the movie wasn't absurd, enough to this point, this is where it got completely insane, because now this guy is he's actually helping himself into the mouth of the alligator. Like the alligator's eating, chomp, chomp, chomp. And so every time the alligator's mouth would open up, you would see the actor kind of move himself down. Like he's getting eaten by this alligator. Oh man. And so that's when I started laughing like
that's so horrible. It's awesome.
Oh dude, I was laughing at the whole movie.
So who was the guy that got pulled up in the boat with no legs?
Well, so that's let's see. Did that
like
happen
the next
before
day.
or after the wedding?
So
that
happened after.
So the alligator, the
Yeah,
alligator leaves the alley after it eats the alligator hunter, and it goes into the swimming pool. And the kids push the kid in the swimming pool, and then it eats the kid.
Gets a little
then it
snack
leaves the
right
swimming
there.
pool,
Yeah.
and it goes into the lake.
Yeah.
So then when it's in the lake, that's when they've got like 6 rednecks in 2 boats looking for this alligator, because that's going to do the trick.
Yeah.
And the alligator ends up basically wrecking both boats, I guess. And the dude is swimming in the water, and the one guy watches the one guy get pulled under. He was like, "Oh, the alligator just got him." No emotion. I mean, that's kind of how that actor played it. Oh, alligator got him. And then the other guy, you've got another Jaws scene where here comes the alligator, the POV of the alligator. You can see the guy treading water. It starts to attack him, and they pull this guy into the boat. It's supposed to have bitten this guy's legs off. So when they pull this guy into the boat, there's no blood. Both of his legs are surgically removed at like
perfectly.
The calf.
Yeah.
Perfectly. Yeah. The pants are even kind of pulled up and bundled up over his nubs there. And
no, the alligators bit it off perfectly, hard. Man. Rolled up his pants.
Yeah, but that is special effects right there, baby.
They ran out of special effects budget, dude. They could not afford anything else. They had to just find some guy who.
They couldn't even afford fake blood at that point. They had done used their entire, budget.
Used it up.
Yeah,
they had like a $150 budget for this movie, and they used it all for what we got, I guess. So
and I want to say like
then leaves the lake.
Yeah, and it heads to the wedding. Yep. And then like I want to say the night before this happened, the detective and I guess the biologist, if you want to call her that, they kind of hook up, and then she leaves and goes to her mom's house, and he like goes to her mom's house and like has a full conversation with her mom without like I was like, how the heck does this dude know where she lived?
That's what I was going to say. Dude doesn't even know where she lives, and he shows up at her house. And then
starts talking to her
has
mom.
A full-on breakfast conversation with her mom. And she walks downstairs, is like, "What are you doing here? You're eating Eggo waffles with my mom in the kitchen. Like, you just had a 30-minute scene."
Yeah. Her mom was goofy, too. Like talking about her evil eye or something, and I'm like, okay, like this lady's got some problems. But eventually after the lake scene, the alligator heads to the wedding, and we get like the craziest scene ever in some recent memory, like where the alligator's tail is like freaking flinging people around like rag dolls, and he starts eating.
So
people.
The reason,
go ahead.
The reason why he's at the wedding to begin with is for vengeance against Slade. Like the alligator, he just knows this is where this guy is. I have to go get Slade.
Weren't they cooking food or something? Like cooking like a bunch of meat or like grilling out, and like he may have smelled it or something?
It was a wedding. It was a wedding kind of, party or whatever, and he's like cooking meat on a grill.
Well, maybe that's how they're explaining the alligator found him. He was following the smell of the food or something,
I think he was, because like he was using a special
no
scent.
idea.
Like the CEO of the Slade Industries place, he was like bragging about the means of which he was grilling, and like it let off a certain aroma, like he was smoking it. It was something stupid. And the alligator kind of found him and started going to town on everybody at that wedding party.
So it ate several people, but again, you had this guy that was laying in the alligator's mouth sideways, and the alligator's just chomping down on him. And so if me and you and Corky made a movie about an alligator going to eat somebody, that's pretty much what we would have done. We would have had this fake alligator, and it's like, Go ahead, Cade. Get down there in that thing's mouth, and we're just going to hit record, on their cell phones, and we're going to throw some red food coloring around, and you just start screaming.
Literally,
because that's pretty much what that scene looked like. And then with the tail, hitting everybody. And now, you're going to get hit by this alligator tail and go flying 40 feet.
Yeah, he killed several people at the wedding. I think he killed the mayor, the maid, that scientist guy. They all got eat, man.
The CEO of Slade, basically locks out the mayor from getting in the car with him, and then the driver is just like an idiot, just like looking around, like watching the alligator. Like dude doesn't even have the car started yet, and he tries to start, and the alligator takes his tail and smashes the hood and like destroys the engine and everything, so he can't leave, and then just crushes him in the car.
Yeah. So then the alligator starts playing the Street Fighter 2 mini game where you beat the car up. And Slade's in there, so then I guess he gets killed in the car while the alligator is playing the Street Fighter 2 mini game.
Yeah, at this point, like the detective gets notified about it, and him and the biologist, they set off to do the final encounter that sets up the ending of the movie, pretty much, where he gets the explosives, goes into the sewer with his methane gas mask, sets off the timer to try to, lure it over there. Obviously, he gets ragged all around by the alligator, and then as the timer's going down, he is trying to get out through the manhole cover, but that lady's parked over the top of the cover. She has to get in there, the biologist does, to move her out, and then he gets out and explodes, and we presume that the alligator is dead. And that's pretty much how it ends. Is there anything else I'm forgetting in there, or is that
don't forget that the little baby alligator comes down the pipe at the end, meaning somebody just flushed another one down the
Yep. So now everything is going to start happening all again.
Yeah.
Did they ever make a sequel?
So,
or is this
they thought they knew this movie was going to be such a hint that that they had to set up a part 2. So they knew they had a hit on their hands right there.
They made Alligator Part 2. It come out sometime in the early 80s.
Oh my God, did they really?
Yeah, I never watched it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's called the Alligator 2, the Mutation.
The Mutation. Oh,
yeah.
Right. What year did that thing come out?
91.
1991?
Okay.
Yeah. I bet it's even worse than this one, I bet.
Oh, it's got to be terrible.
Lord
of mercy.
I bet you it is.
But
man, this movie is god awful.
Yeah,
it really is.
You'll see my rating for it. Kind of what I thought.
That's what I was going to say. Let's go ahead and rank this bad boy.
I give it crap ratings, and I guarantee you my rating is going to be the highest one.
I don't know, man. But kick it off, Daniel. What did you rate this masterpiece?
All right. So, I mean, just to break everything down, it did nothing for cultural significance. The symbolism, I did rank it a little bit higher just because of the whole like the enhanced like meat and the chemicals and stuff that was getting thrown in there. I think there was a little bit to have been said if you want to look at it from a conservation point. But the music was horrible. The special effects were I give the special effects a little bit higher score because they were so funny.
Well, yeah, that's a different
and then my overall
enjoyment.
The overall enjoyment there, it just kind of fell flat for me. My total for this movie is a 4.6. And if you want to round that to a 5, you can hit a 5.
Yeah.
No, I say we round it down to a 4. That's what I say.
So we will round it down to a 4 then if you want to. It was it was not a good movie.
All right.
No.
Daniel hooks it up with a 4. Cade, what do you hook it up with?
4.
Yeah, so this movie, I don't think I'll ever watch this movie again, unless I get paid to watch it. No, it's just, the 80s were a time, you guys know more than me, where they were everybody was trying to make another hit. We had a lot of success from the 70s with Jaws and Halloween and Alien, and they were trying to make something that was going to catch, that would get the fans' attention, and they wanted to make this, mutated alligator the star of the movie. I think it kind of fell flat pretty much across all our categories we got here. So I'm actually going to give this a 3 out of 10. I'm at a 3 for this one.
3 out of 10.
Even with all my rankings, the highest ranking I gave it was overall enjoyment, and I gave it a 5 for that, just like an average score. But everything else was bar minimum. Like it's terrible. So a 3 out of 10 for me.
All right. So Daniel gives it a 4. K gives it, which is a 3. Is that what you're going with? All right. So for me, and everybody knows, man, I love a good B movie, dude. I love them. They're some of my favorite movies. But this movie, you know, I didn't even like the way it was filmed. It was horrible, man. You know, just the way the camera angles looked and just how it was lit and all. It just seemed like, you know, something you would film with a cheap Android phone these days. You know what I'm saying? So for me, especially like with the special effects, I usually love good, bad special effects. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But these were so horrible. Like they get a true life, you know, person that's had their legs amputated off, and they use him in this scene, and they don't even put some fake blood. I mean, you can do a little bit better than that. Even if I'm on a shoestring budget, I can go buy a bottle of ketchup and spread on his legs, at least to just give it some color. When they lifted this dude up out of the water, he was, I swear, I believe his pants were even knotted up, you know, just like, you know, people that don't have legs do sometimes. But
I think they were, man.
Yeah. So this movie, I didn't like how it was filmed. The story was a complete Jaws ripoff, which I got no problem with. Don't get me wrong. I love a good B movie, but I don't even put this movie on a B scale. I had to move it down to probably a D scale, something like that. But I give it a 2 myself. So Daniel gives it a 4. Kay gives it a 3, and I give it a 2.
Highest.
Yeah.
Told you my ranking's gonna be high,
dude.
So
that gives us a
what's
3.
that give it?
It averages to a 3.
Total 3
for our show. The only thing I'll say about this movie,
I think
is it's a front runner for the Werewolf Nipple Award already starting the year off. So.
Yeah, as of right now, this sucker is a front runner with two nipple stars beside his name right there.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's right. Man, I tell you, we should make Brent and Bryson both watch this movie.
Yeah, because it's not fair that we had to watch this.
It's not fair that we all had to watch it, and they get out of it. Like, no, that's not fair.
Yeah, that's a good thing. We need to make them watch this. All right, guys, we wanted to get on here tonight and do a little fun-hearted movie for you guys. We'll get back at it next week when we'll start our true January schedule next week. Appreciate you guys listening to us. We'll see everybody next week. See you. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Yo, we rolling deep, let's dive into the fright. Hit that play button, we review every bite. From horror flicks that give you chills at night to games that thrill, yeah, we get it right. Remember that, step back, hold tight. We'll dissect every scare, keep the vibe right. Remember that, we're here to expose the thrills, the chills where the dark wind blows. From pixels on screens to the sound that glows. Join us forever, that's how the story goes.